Canaanite gods. They were Sumerian gods. They were merely perversions, civilizations that were past conquered, and as you know, history was written by the winds. Satanism and the different sects of Satanism. I think probably the three most notable ones would obviously be the Church of Satan, the Temple of Set, and the Satanic Temple. Those are probably the three most well-known of the different sects of Satanism.
Yep.
And all three of them are very different, though. The Temple of Set both of them actually come, both the Temple of Set and the Satanic Temple both come from the Church of Satan originally. But the main difference is the Temple of Set took Satanism in more of an occult direction, whereas Satanism is, at its core, when you look at the Church of Satan, or Levian Satanism as it's often referred to, is an atheistic movement that uses magic as more of a form of psychodrama. It's more, they look upon because you've probably read the Satanic Bible yourself, and there's a lot of rituals within the Satanic Bible, but these rituals are more psychological. Whereas the Temple that actually do believe in
a metaphysical element. Absolutely.
Yeah. I think, well, there's still elements of the psychodrama in there, but my personal practice is probably a lot more, out of all the satanic practices, it's probably closer to the Temple of Set, because it's that sort of mixture of psychology and spirituality. Whereas the Satanic Temple are, and I don't want to get too political, on this channel, but they are a political movement.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
They're more of them, and they do seem to, I wouldn't say heavily left-leaning, but from what I gathered, they do seem to be more of a left-leaning organization, whereas the Church of Satan are more right-wing libertarians.
Absolutely, and just to put in there, I think it stands out because they are like one of the prominent figureheads within Satanism, if you want to branch it or make it generic like that. So I think it stands out, that stuff, quite a lot, and I understand exactly what you mean. But I love that interview, the most famous interview. That I wonder if we can maybe bring up the video so people can watch it. Okay, so hopefully people can see this right now. In my opinion, it's almost like they've revised a set of ideals and formulated a new idea and train of thought and practice and ritual, basically. And they took the idea of the rituals and they've applied it to basically other deities. I mean, that's my assumption, but I don't know how you.
There's 2 points I'd like to make there, and that is number one. There's a lot of the arguments I see from Michael Aquino and some of the original members of the Church of Satan who were more spiritually minded, more occult minded. Originally did argue that there was an element of spirituality when they started in the 60s, but more further and further they went on, the more they dropped the occult element, and it became strictly psychodrama. It's Satanism is, to them, it's more, I don't know, even by today's standard, it's described as a self-help program.
Yeah, have you finished them? But basically, they also tried to, I thought, make it sort of disassociated from Christianity, didn't they? Which I sort of complimented them on to a certain degree, because everyone sort of assumes straight away it's that, and I think a lot of Satanists themselves may be not aware of that they basically make it sort of Judaic Christian.
That was another thing that was the second point I was going to get on. You beat me to it. Michael Aquino, in I think it was about 4 or 5 years ago, did say in an interview that one of the main reasons he wanted to branch off, Setianism is because he wanted to get away from the Judeo-Christian influence. But I don't know, to quote Anton LaVey, I'm probably going to have to paraphrase a bit, when he was known for talking about the Greek god Pan and how Pan became demonized by the church, to being Satan. And pretty much the quote went something along the lines of, why reject an old friend just because he bears a new outfit and unfairly thrust upon him? There's a point, because you look at all the devils and demons that are all in the well, they're not really in the Bible or per se, or in some of them are in more Jewish scriptures or more of the unrevised versions of the Bible. But all of these demons were once they were Canaanite gods, they were Aryan gods, they were merely perversions, civilizations that were past conquered, and as you know, history was written by the winds. So, in other words, Satanism, as far as, when you say theistic Satanism, believing these deities are real and celebrating them in a satanic concept, it's basically paganism.
100%. This is why I was so keen to have this discussion, because I think it's worthy of people who are in the field or interested in. A lot of people even who have got assumptions based upon Satanism and stuff like, because there's still people out there who would have preconceptions. A lot of people, even in the conspiracy world, assume that they're up to really awful and crazy things, which maybe some are. As I'm not speaking universally, as this discussion is about, because I think there's a lot more to Satanism than meets the eye, obviously. And
this whole satanic New World Order stuff. Well,
yeah, absolutely.
You see people espousing it about, the Church of Satan are in there. Well, if any of them are involved in this, then they're kind of going against their own doctrine.
Yeah,
really.
absolutely. Yeah.
It's a doctrine of
individuality, not globalism
or collectivism.
Yeah, 1,000,000%. Yeah.